Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I'm hopefully going to clear up some confusion that people might have about using Google Drive. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to get to your Google Drive. The easiest way is to just go to google.com. And once you go to google.com, you're going to see that you're either signed in here or you're not signed in. If you're not signed in, you can press sign in and then use your KS email address and password and sign in. If you are signed in but you're signed in to the wrong account, you can click add account or sign out and then you can sign in with the correct account. But you'll want to just make sure that you're signed in with your KS account, and you can tell that it's your KS account because your email address will be right here underneath your name. Then to get to Google Drive, you can click on what we call the waffle, these little squares here, and you can go straight to Google Drive. Now you can think of Google Drive kind of like your desktop, but in Google. So there's two different ways you can view it, and you can change the viewing with these little squares right here. So this is grid view, which I think may be the default view, and then this is list view. I prefer list view, so I'm going to do this tutorial in list view, but you obviously can use whichever view you prefer. So one of the questions that people have been asking me is, how do I find the accreditation information that we're supposed to access, as well as our meeting minutes? So in your main Google Drive, and I know I'm in my main Google Drive because on the left here, this little arrow is pointed to My Drive. This is the area where files that I create are stored and where folders that I belong to are stored. So in my drive, you should see an Accreditation 2018 folder. And in that accreditation folder is where you'll find all of the information that you need for accreditation. So whatever section you're a part of, that's exactly where you need to go to get to all the meeting minutes and all the other information that you'll need to access. Same thing with our meeting minutes for our faculty meetings and our team meetings. There's a folder in here called Faculty, which everyone should have in their Google Drive. And when you go into that faculty folder, you'll see that all of the information that we all need to access is right here. And faculty meetings is here. And then it's separated by type of meeting. So if I go into faculty and the correct school year, then I can see all the agendas that we need to access throughout the year, and they're added here after each meeting. Okay, I'm going to go back to my drive. Now, some of the confusion though is when we're creating and sharing documents. So if I am in a folder like our faculty folder, and let's say I'm in charge of the next meeting that we have, I can go in here, use this meeting template document. I can make a copy of that, and as long as I put the document that I create here in this folder, I don't have to actually share it with anyone because this folder is already shared with everyone. So if I accidentally create a document outside of that shared folder, and let's say it's down here somewhere, let me just do that real fast. Create new document, and I'm just going to call it test. Whoop. Test. I created that, and now we can see it here in my drive on the bottom here. Right now it's not shared with anyone. No one else can see it. But the minute that I drag it into our faculty folder, everyone can see it. It's going to say, are you sure you want to put this in there? Yes, I do. So I'm going to put it in there. And now it's in here and everyone can see it. If I don't want anyone to see it, I can just drag it back into my drive and out of the shared folder. So as long as the document is created in the shared folder or added to the shared folder, it's going to be seen by anyone that can see that folder. Now, shared with me is an interesting and sometimes confusing place in our Google Drive, because a lot of the times where we initially will find things that are shared with us is in shared with me. So for example, if you don't see this accreditation folder in your main Google Drive here in My Drive, it might be in shared with me. And all you have to do is go in here and find it. So let's just pretend that one of these, oh, see, there it is. You can then click on it and drag it to My Drive, and then you'll be able to see it in My Drive. It doesn't matter though if you go to it from not My Drive or you go to it from Shared with Me. It's the same folder. You can just see it in multiple places. If you have it in Shared with Me and it's not in My Drive, it doesn't matter. You can go to Shared with Me and you can find it in Shared with Me. But because we share things so often with each other, Shared with Me gets very, very hard to manage. So what I often do is go in here, and if there are things that people have shared with me that aren't already in a folder, I will come in here and grab this and organize it so that I don't have to keep coming back to the Shared with Me place, because it just gets too complicated. Okay, and that's basically it. You have My Drive and you have Shared with Me, and those are the places that your files are going to be. And also really useful place is going to be Recent. And Recent all it is a list of the documents that you have recently opened or edited. So if you know that you are going to a meeting and you recently were looking at the agenda, then you can just go to Recent and quickly find that agenda that you were working on. But other than that, the quickest way to find documents that you can't find anywhere is to search for them. In the search bar up here, you can search your entire drives, including your Shared with Me and your My Drive. So let's say there was a meeting that we had on 11/10, and we want to get to those minutes. Luckily, we have a procedure that when we have our meeting minutes, we put the date first. So 11/10, whether it's a slash or a dash, it should show you the results that match that, and you can try various forms of it. 10/2. Okay, so hopefully nothing happened on 10/2. Hopefully that's a little bit of a help in helping you kind of figure out how Google Drive works. If you're still having problems navigating or finding documents and you want to sit down and just kind of get your Google Drive organized, please let me know and I'll be happy to come in and do that with you. Okay, bye-bye.